Hi, I'm Suzanne Horton. You may recognize me as an interior design, media, home maven in the building industry. I've actually built a lot of homes. I run homebuilder.com, and I am the Chief Jane at BJane, which is the #1 DIY site for women in the country. One of the things that I love to do is get people really excited about moving into their home, designing a new home, and finding the right products and features that can make it simpler and more cost-effective for them to do it. One of the hardest things to do when you're building or designing or renovating a new home is figuring out exactly what shade you want to put on the walls. It's the hardest thing to do, to take a little tiny paint chip and figure out, is it going to be the magical color that's going to make my room absolutely beautiful? So one of the coolest innovative techniques and designs that I've found, and the newest tools that's come up in this past year, is by PPG, Pittsburgh Paints, and it's called the Voice of Color program. And it's specifically designed for women to help them figure out how are they going to feel when they walk into a room. So it leverages the 5 various senses, and I'm going to show you how to use that today. Hi, how are you?
Good, nice to see you.
I'm so excited to be here today with Stephanie. She is our single mom who is overwhelmed by moving into a brand new gorgeous home, but really doesn't feel at comfort in this house right now because
it's a really big project. It's a really big project. I have a lot of work to do, and I just don't know what to do with all these colors. This home is so dark for me, and I'm looking to just brighten it up. So maybe with your Voice of Color program, you can help me do that.
That's exactly what we're going to do today. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the PPG Voice of Color program, and it's their Color Sense tool. That's a digital tool online, and in case you can't afford to bring in an interior designer into your house, what it does for any of your room projects is it helps you hone in on the specific color program that makes you feel emotional and wonderful when you walk into that room.
And it's just a few steps online. Is it that easy?
It's very, very simple to do. And we're going to actually walk you through it. And by the end of what we do right now, you're going to see exactly which color selection fields you should be drawn to. So what you're going to do is once you start the Color Sense game, you are going to click on that Discover Your Color Personality. And these are a series of questions really designed to help you figure out what appeals to your 5 senses. And so it's going to be a bunch of images, it's going to be things that make you feel warm and things that you're just naturally drawn to.
Well, okay.
So just pick on one of these color selections. So what draws you in and makes you feel great when you look at these images?
It says, where would you feel more at home? And then you just choose your favorite decor.
Yes, and pick on one of these color selections.
So we just click
the check mark.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
This is interesting. It's like helping. I like how it's helping me discover a little more about myself.
It's fascinating because it appeals to your sensibilities and your senses, which is why I was so drawn to it, because it's completely innovative in the space. There's nothing else like it online that I've seen, and it helps you figure out how to narrow that 1,000 palette range of all the different color shades. It's inspirational.
Yeah.
It's very insightful, actually, the colors, the actual selections that they have. It really tells a lot about who you are as a person. It really does define you when you start doing this tool.
Okay, the results.
Finally, we have your color selections, your primary colors and your secondary colors.
This seems like a great program. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So this is so simple for people to use at home, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it really helps you narrow down what your selections are. And now what we're going to do is take your primary colors and your secondary colors, and we're going to go throughout your house and figure out which paints go on the wall.
Great, I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. So now I am so excited. Based on Stephanie's color selections, we have been able to narrow down the field for what to do with this terracotta family room. Now, based on her impulses and her emotions, what we're doing is painting this room a beautiful shade of a sage green. So it is going to be a night and day difference, but it's what's going to make her feel emotionally wonderful when she walks into this room. And now we're in Andrew's room, and Andrew's a 4-year-old little boy, and he wants this to be his own solar system. So he wants to see the planets, and what we're doing is we're going to do the walls in a very pale stratosphere blue, and then we'll accent it with his comforter tones. But the color selection, the color of the blue, is chosen from the color palette that Stephanie picked from her Color Sense game. And now we're in Steph's master bedroom, and this is where she needs to come in and feel like it's a wonderful retreat, very peaceful and serenity now, serene as she walks into this room. And if you look at this room right now, it's got this kind of drab green color to it with these yellow undertones, which are not the tones that the Color Sense program said are really the colors that make her feel wonderful. So what we're going to do is paint white with a hint of aqua in it, and that's really the color that will soothe her as she walks into this room. based on Stephanie's color selection, based on the Color Sense game, what we've done in this room is she wants to go light and airy, and based on the color palette that she selected, we picked a beautiful Euro linen, which is a pale beige, to match this tile to brighten up this entire room. This is going to seem like a much bigger house. You know, I think one really great tip for anyone who's painting their house is that if you have a hallway that is running through the center of your room, you can use 2 complementary paint colors to make the space seem bigger. So that's what we did in Steph's house. We went with the same color from the living room, which is a beautiful Euro linen, and we complemented it with a forest pine color. This room feels so much larger than if you'd done it green and green. Steph, what do you think?
I love it. I love it. It's lighter, it's airy, it feels more like my home, and I just think it's a lot more comfortable to walk into.
It is. So now it feels much more like your personality, and that's what the color system is meant to do, to come out with your shine so that when you walk into a room you feel that emotional appeal. I love it. I think this shows off a whole beautiful suite of this room that didn't exist before because it was dark.
Yeah, it's much more relaxing in every room. I like it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks.